Some people say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. To me, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting the same results. As attorneys, we do not live in an environment that is quiet and still. It's noisy, it's messy, and it's complicated. We spend our days solving problems for others, which requires us to be dynamic and flexible. Why do we not do the same thing for ourselves and our industry? Over the last several years, it has become more and more apparent that we cannot do the same things over and over and get the same results. The market has changed, the practice has changed, clients have changed. And what about us? We are problem solvers by trade, but our trade has its own problems to solve. Now is the time, and innovation is the way forward. While I was doing research for this talk, I came upon a graphic from our very own Margaret Hagan. Incremental change now. It's not a very sexy slogan, is it? I think the election might have gone a little differently if that had been on the Obama bumper stickers. The legal profession is not exactly known for rapid and revolutionary change, but rapid and revolutionary change is exactly what you need when you are facing a crisis. And right now there are two bearing down on us. We have a glut of unemployed new lawyers, and we have millions of potential clients out there with no access to services. Non-lawyer-based solutions absolutely have a place. Technology, the legal technician program that we're going to hear about shortly, there are myriad solutions out there. We don't need any one solution. But those non-lawyer solutions address a part of the access to justice problem. They do not address the problem of unemployed lawyers. Some problems are simply too complex. They're too nuanced, they're too sensitive for non-lawyers to solve. At the end of the day, access to justice means access to lawyers. No one is entirely sure just how big the market is. We've heard some data today, some of which I didn't have before today, so I'm hunting everybody down to get it from them. Some states have tried to measure how many millions of dollars in unearned fees go per year when litigants simply choose not to hire an attorney. These are clients who have some ability to pay, and yet they choose not to hire and they go alone. These are the clients that we help at Open Legal. We like to say that we work hard for those who work hard. This is a saying we use to remind us exactly who it is we serve. We're not shooting for clients like this to get started, to get our practice established, and then really get the higher dollar clients. These are our clients, and we are dedicated to them. If you don't qualify for pro bono but cannot afford a full fee, where do you turn? I certainly couldn't afford a lawyer, and all my friends are lawyers. This is just a quick graphic, and it'll be made available. I'm not going to go over it, but roughly 51% of the state of Utah fits into our income guidelines. They would qualify for our services. That's 1.5 million people. What we've learned so far, what we know for sure, is that if you build it, they won't just come. They will overwhelm you with demand. And over the last 18 months, that has proven to be true. Our phones are ringing off the hook. We do not advertise. We can't hire lawyers fast enough. We can't train them fast enough. And since they're new lawyers, they do need a lot of training. What we have learned is that there is a way to be a 501c3 charity that is sustainable on client fees alone. That sustainability is incredibly important to ensure that clients gain access to justice and keep access to justice once they get it. A primary tenet of this idea is that we are a charity, but we are a charity that does not rely on charity. We keep our doors open by following a slightly different model. Traditionally, you have clients who need services, you have service providers that need to go to funders in order to keep their doors open and provide those services. Instead, we have an alternative. Clients pay for their services. We run our business in a way that allows no grant money to come through the door and still be able to function and to grow. That doesn't mean we don't take donations, and it doesn't mean later after a couple of cocktails I might not ask you for some money. But it's a very, very small need because we will never accept it for the purpose of keeping the doors open. It's to help us grow and provide even more services. At the end of the day, we don't hire grant writers. We don't have reporting requirements. We don't spend our time and money working on next year's grant. Nobody goes home at the end of the day wondering if they're going to have a job come September when the grant doesn't get renewed. Sometimes people ask, how can we make money and still be a charity? Well, we all go buy our $4 box of Thin Mints, and nobody tells the 8-year-old, you should be giving these away for free. You can be a charity, you can charge for your services. They are worth something, they're valuable, and these clients have the ability to pay. So how do we do it? How are we profitable at $60 an hour at the bottom of our scale? Well, first of all, we have to break convention. We have to get rid of the old ideas of what a law firm should look and feel like. Times have changed, and clients do not care. They want to go to their attorney, they want to get services that are competent, they want to feel heard, and they want resolutions to their problems. So we have to let go of this. Instead, aren't we adorable? This is our little office. What is the most expensive thing in this room? It's us. And that's how it should be. We are the most valuable commodity we have. Nobody's up there buying the mahogany desk. Nobody's buying the image that you present. The image you should present should be your smiling faces with your competence and your skill and your empathy. And that's what we offer. With 12 months of data, at this point, we can show that our model is working. We have linear growth in almost every area that we can measure. This market continues to astound us. It is huge, it is untapped, and the phones, like I said, continue to ring off the hook. There's no way to know for sure when the market will be tapped. In Utah, 51% qualify for our services. Now we just have to get the word out that they do need help. They need preventative care. They need care after the crisis arises. And we're starting to see that independently, organically, we're having people come to us because they're telling their friends. The reputation is starting to gain some ground. We're starting to get goodwill, not just from co-counsel, opposing counsel, the firm down the street, the legal aid office, but the clients themselves are telling their friends, I went and I hired a lawyer. I didn't have to get a second mortgage to do it, and they solved my problems, and they heard me. Access to justice is a critical need in our society. It means teaching lawyers that we have an ethical obligation to serve all kinds of clients at all demographics. It means figuring out how to charge what we should charge instead of what we can charge. It means hiring lawyers and giving them training. It means a sustainable model that will work on a large scale, that is not a passing fad, and that won't be gone tomorrow, leaving clients without access. Here are 6 keys to success. I won't go over them now, but you should know there are a lot of solutions out there. We're not the only one. This was an experiment when we started it. It seems to be working. We've gone from 2 to 6 attorneys, a paralegal, an assistant director, and we continue to hire every 3 months or so. We don't know what the future holds, but we do know let go of convention, let go of fear, embrace innovation, and this can be an opportunity instead of a crisis. Thank you.